Ha ha! As you have seen, you have been bested by me. So you should just happily die before the Emperor. Since your measly plan to avenge planet Vegeta is useless. Ha ha ha! Your so-called Saiyan pride is meaningless against someone like me. Meaningless? What do you know of meaningless? Kame? Hame? Ha! Nani? Dragon Ball Legends! Dragon Ball Legends is a mobile game developed by DIMS and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment Inc. on May 27, 2018. It is a mobile game that plays in portrait mode. While the game is mostly PvP focused, there is also a story mode to the game, and I will summarize what I understand from it. Dragon Ball Legends takes place in a version of the Dragon Ball story in which the characters of different eras fight in this so-called Tournament of Time. You play as an original Dragon Ball Legends character named Shallot, and you seem to have lost your memories. Throughout the story, you will encounter various characters from different Dragon Ball series and timelines. For example, you will meet a Piccolo from an earlier era in the series, and later meet a stronger version of Piccolo from a later point in the timeline. The story has Shallot work under the guidance of Beerus, alongside young Bulma, Jaco, and Zaha, because Beerus thinks that something is wrong with this sudden tournament. With all that being said, how do you exactly play Dragon Ball Legends? Dragon Ball Legends is both a 3v3 tag team fighter and a card game. The red card is Punch, the yellow card is Blast, the green card is Energy, and the blue card is Boom. While there are different variations of these cards for different characters, that is the main use of them. There is also a purple card, but not all characters have them. There are different types of PvP game modes in Legends, such as Training Battle, Treasure Battle, a mode in which you get rank points regardless if you win or lose, but there is a 3-time limit per day, and the Rating Match, which is currently known as the Space-Time Dual game mode as of the recording of this video. There are 2 types of game modes or rule sets in the Rating Match, such as the Proud Rules. Proud is a special rating match rule set Matches are best of 3 sets using different combinations of all 6 characters in your party. For the first round, 3 of the 6 characters will be selected, just like a standard rating match. For the second, the 3 remaining must be used. Note that both of these rounds will have shorter time limits than a standard rating match. If the score is 1-1 after the second round, and both players agree to continue, a third round, known as Battle of Pride, will be held. In Battle of Pride, at least one character from each of the previous rounds must be selected. And the standard rules. Since I mostly play on the standard rules set, I'll focus on that. The energy in this game is called ki, and each card has a ki value. To replenish your ki, you just need to touch and hold the middle of your screen. You can sway from left to right and fly front to back. The unique thing about this game when it comes to its combat is the vanish gauge. To avoid enemy attacks, you can use your vanish gauge by swiping left or right, and you will be unable to use it again if the gauge is empty. The way I like to use the vanish gauge is that when I use it after an enemy attack, I will switch to another character and use their vanish gauge before attacking the enemy. Oh yeah, did I mention that you could swap in your characters pretty fast in this game? While I have already established what these cards do for the most part, there are also 2 types of full combo systems in the game, called the Rising Rush and the Overdrive Attack. In an overdrive attack, you will need to choose between 2 options, namely attack and health 3 times, and your opponent will try to guess what options you have chosen. This attack will do damage regardless if the enemy guesses correctly or not, but you will be significantly able to deal more damage if the opponent chooses incorrectly. The main combo system in this game which does the most damage is the Rising Rush. To do a Rising Rush, you must collect all the 7 Dragon Balls by using cards with the Dragon Balls on them, and a button will be present on the right of your screen to trigger the rush. To do a complete combo, you will need to choose one of the cards you have, and the enemy will need to guess what card you have chosen. If the enemy guesses wrong, your combo will connect, and if it does not, then your opponent will escape the combo. You take note that enemies will be able to use their vanish gauge to dodge these attacks, so be sure to time your attacks properly. Some characters have skills or added abilities which differentiate them from more common units. The rarity of characters in this game is from Hero being the lowest one, and Sparking and Ultra being the 2 highest ones. The 2 units I would like to show are the new Ultra Super Saiyan Goku, which can prevent an ally from dying. As far to my knowledge, other units or characters cannot do this, and Beast Gohan, which can block and push away enemies that used a red card and a Rising Rush on him if you charge at him to attack. I like the combat of Dragon Ball Legends because it feels like Dragon Ball. The voice acting, the animations, and the sound effects are phenomenal.
喜ぶがいい。超エリートの俺が遊んでやろう。ぶっ潰してやる。やりゃちくしょうめどうしたこれでおしまいか脆い奴らだ。死ね
最高の貴様を叩きのめしたいからだ。もうじきだ。
サイヤ人め、貴様が俺に勝てるわけがなかったんだ。兄貴には、俺の本当の力を味わってもらおう。
You're all going down! I'm not losing to you, no way! Say your prayers! This is Ultra Instinct. All the others gave everything they had so I could keep going. Don't hold back. Come at me with all you've got. Believe it. The fight's not over yet, Jiren.
The background music is pretty good too, but I can show them due to copyright. It should be noted that Dragon Ball Legends is a game with gacha mechanics, so you need to pull for the characters. I have only started playing Legends since the 7th anniversary of the game, so take what I am about to say next with a grain of salt. I have been getting extra Chrono Crystals, basically the Primo Gems in this game, that has quite contributed to me having more pulls, but I do think that even without the anniversary rewards, the game gives a decent amount of Chrono Crystals. There is also a cash shop in the game for those who want to spend money to get more chrono crystals. You can make your character stronger by getting equipment for them. This equipment can be earned by playing the story mode, playing in the events section on the upgrades tab, and by playing other events or game modes in the events tab. One of the events in Dragon Ball Legends is the hyperdimensional co-op, where you and another player will need to defeat a boss character. I found Dragon Ball Legends during a time when I really wanted to play a mobile PvP game, and I instantly fell in love with it. I am a really big fan of anime, with Black Clover, Frieren, and One Piece being some of my favorites, so yeah. An interesting story, the PvP controls and movement is amazing, the community is great, unlike the PvP Discord community of a certain game, and I would like to say that the game is faithful to its source material, which are some cool things about the game. I would like to end this video here, but why is the new buff Frieza so freaking broken? While yes, I have a good team with this guy, but the damage, utility, and the health of this new Frieza unit is unlike the other units in the game. My name is Shining, putting it into the spotlight.